If you want to be rich, you need to utilize masculine energy. You've already tried all the stuff. You've meditated for hours. You wasted a bunch of your time. You've written a whole heap of affirmations. You don't believe them. You tried acting as if you're rich, and now your finances are totally messed up because someone told you, oh, the higher version of you would spend the money. No, they wouldn't. That's just financially irresponsible. Now, why should you listen to me, and why can I tell you anything about money? I went from being pretty much completely broke, sleeping on a basement floor, negative bank balances, debt, to becoming a top 1% earner in about 2 years. I did it through using the laws of the universe, masculine energy, and some feminine energy. Now, in this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you why you need to be using masculine energy if you want to get paid, but it is linked with feminine energy. There is not one without the other. Now, I already made a video about feminine energy, talking about the Hermetic law of gender. This is what this boils down to. The universal law of gender. Masculine energy is the projection energy, the giving energy, the I energy. Feminine energy is the receiving energy, the me energy, the subconscious energy, the energy that gains things, takes things, right? Income is a feminine vector, all right? But here's where your problem is. And this isn't just about men and women. I need you guys to understand this. It's not just about men and women. These are energies in the universe. Projective, masculine, injective, feminine. Now, what I need you guys to understand is that a lot of people have found my channel due to the manifestation space. And manifestation is a real thing. But I have a very practical sense of what manifestation is and how it operates and how it works. Manifestation is taking the imagined or the theoretical and bringing it into reality. So if I asked you to draw a stick figure, you would first envision the stick figure, and then you would draw the stick figure, and you manifested the stick figure. But what you're probably not taking in within that manifestation is the action component, the projective component. For you to draw the stick figure is a masculine projection. It is an action that you have taken, and now you've drawn the stick figure, and I receive that image. Now I see it, right? The manifestation space mainly tells you to just sit in your head, imagine what you want, and you'll get it. Now, if that does happen, it's usually due to cognitive bias. And I know many people watching this are probably going to be uncomfortable with me saying this, but you're getting finessed. Not that I don't believe in manifestation. What has happened all over the internet is a watering down and a commodification of what manifestation is. Because I want you to ask yourself a very serious question. All these people that you watch are carrying out manifestation and telling you about manifestation, right? What do? They put a message into the world. They project a message into the world. You understand? That you receive. They make content. They write books. They host events. They go out there and they do things. They are seen. They project a message into the world. But while they're projecting their message into the world, they're telling you not to do that. They're telling you to sit in your house and imagine things. They're telling you to sit in your house and take no action. They're telling you to sit in your house and stay in your feminine. This is why a lot of men who get caught up in spiritual stuff or manifestation stuff, they lose tons of their masculine edge. And then they get into these things, they get into these communities and stuff with like a bunch of highly quote unquote spiritual people. And it's really not spirituality, because in order to be spiritual, you must be empowered in areas of your life. And many of these people are disempowered, but that's a different story. They get into these communities and all this type of stuff. And part of it is like thinking, okay, maybe I can get a relationship here, but they don't, because they lost their masculine edge. They lost the edge because the space, the spiritual space, the manifestation space, these spaces, they don't like to talk about masculine energy. Women need this too. You need to project a message into the world. Like I said before, the people you're watching are projecting a message, and then they're telling you not to do it. It doesn't make sense. Okay? It doesn't make sense. You need to look at what people do, not what they say. If you see a life that somebody has, right? You need to look at the motor actions, the masculine projection that they have done in order to claim that life. What have they done? This is also why I'm very open and honest with my story. I could sit here and tell you and not tell you guys how I made my money, right? But I originally started making significant amounts of money as a talent manager in the OnlyFans business. And I'm very open and honest about that. The reason being is I don't want skeletons in a closet to hide. And two, I am on a different path now, a more purpose, mission, and driven based path. When I was in that business, it stirred a lot of guilt and a lot of shame, and I've since dealt with that. But I'm very honest about it, because if somebody sees my life and sees what I've done and says, oh, I want to do what Seth did, I can't blame them. I can't wrong them for going and doing what I did, because they're looking at what I did and not what I say. If what people say and what people do is out of congruence, they don't match, then you need to be very careful about listening to them. You understand? When somebody's written 30 books and made 200 YouTube videos and run how many events, and they told you to sit in your house and meditate. Doesn't make sense. Now, if somebody wants to go run off and manage OnlyFans models, that's on you. 99% of people cannot handle it and will get themselves in a lot of trouble, so I suggest against it. But if you do it, I can't be angry, right? But do you think Jay-Z wants you to sell coke? Probably not, right? Circumstances. But back to masculine projection. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story, which popped up in my head the other day. So I used to live in Merida, Mexico. It's a very nice, tranquil town in Mexico, in the Yucatan Peninsula. Very beautiful place. Small town. And Merida has a town square. It's called Central, I believe. And every Sunday, the community gets together. There's a big church there. They have events, people celebrate Mother's Day there. In Mexico, they have a kid celebration day. So there's like Kids Day there, balloons and all kind of stuff. And it's just a really nice vibe. Now, when I was in Central one day, Central or Central, it's one of those. I was in the town square one day, and I saw this young man who had a sign that said, Fotos 10 pesos. Photos for $10, right? Yo, this snowplow is making a whole heap of noise. Go on, man. There's crazy snow out here today. But so Fotos 10 pesos. He had a cardboard sign, okay? And I respected that hustle. So I said, hey man, I'll take a photo, right? I think I gave him 20 pesos, two photos. And he took the pictures. They look great. In the camera, they look great. I said, give me your Instagram so I can get the pictures, whatever. So I get his Instagram. He sends me the photos. They look fantastic. So I ask him, hey man, how much do you charge to shoot somebody for the entire day? Right? He said about 600 to 700 pesos, depending on what you want. I said, okay, cool. I'll pay you 1,250 pesos to follow me around for the day for 7 to 8 hours and take photos. He was ecstatic. He was like, of course, sure. Yeah, let's do it. So that weekend, I met up with him at the town square at around 12 o'clock. And we shot for about 7 or 8 hours, had dinner, all this type of stuff. Great guy. And while we were shooting, other people are coming up to him because they're seeing what we're doing. They're seeing the projection of what's going on, right? They're receiving it. And they see, oh, this guy's a photographer. and they start talking to him while I'm taking a break or whatever, he's getting clients while he's taking pictures of me. Okay. Which is great. And he probably charged those clients more than he normally does because his worthiness now changed due to, I don't know, me paying him more money possibly, right? I don't know that for sure, but I would assume. So day's finished. He's taking the photos. I get the photos. They look fantastic. I still use them regularly, like my value finder tool. The picture there is a picture he shot. And not too soon after, he was featured on the local news, done way more photos, making money. And I think when I met him, he had maybe 2,000 Instagram followers or less, maybe. Now he has 16,000 Instagram followers. So he did all of that and changed his life and got influence with his following and has helped so many people and put smiles on so many people's faces because of a simple sign. Fotos 10 pesos. He put a projection into the world with a cardboard sign and has 16,000 Instagram followers that he can get paid from. But you are afraid to put a message into the world. You are afraid to speak your light, your truth, your message into the world, while you listen to everyone else who does it themselves and tells you not to. Cardboard sign, 10 pesos. Okay? So you need to ask yourself, why are you not doing this? Why are you not taking this particular action to put a projection into the world so people know what you can do? And when they know what you can do, they will buy something from you. You have projected something into the world. They receive it. If it's valuable enough to them and they believe you can help them, they will pay you. So why aren't you doing this? Because you know you're supposed to do it, you know. If you ever want to sell anything, you need to market it. You need to tell people about it. So you know you need to do this in order to get rich. But you don't do it. So why don't you do it? Is it a lack of discipline? Is it a lack of just effort? Is it a lack of actually wanting to be rich? But you know you want to be rich, so why aren't you doing it? I'll tell you why you're not doing it. Because you are living a life that is not aligned with your values. Your values give you purpose, mission, and vision. So get my free value finder tool in the description below so you can know your values. Because once you know your values, it becomes far easier to put a projection into the world. Once I learned my values and I cleared out certain charges around fear, around guilt, around shame, around fantasies, all this sort of stuff, once I cleared those things out of my mind, I was able to project a message into the world and be my authentic self and speak about things that may be uncomfortable for people, that are even uncomfortable for me sometimes, but I do it because it's within my values. So get the value finder tool. This is why you can't take action. Everyone else telling you about manifestation and making manifestation content are acting within their values. That's why it works. So what do you value? And then when you figure out what you value, you will project it into the world. It'll be far easier. Another reason you're not doing it is fear. Now, fear is a very, very deep topic, and it's something I help members in the Next Realm clear. The Next Realm is my offer, my community, where I help people. Fear will prevent you from shining the way you're supposed to. Fear will make you hide. And the reason you have fear is likely due to guilt or shame in the past or resentment in the past. Something bad happened to you, and that reflects into the future as fear. So you're worried that people aren't going to see your videos, or you're going to get bad comments, or people are going to say this or that or that or this. This is why you won't put a masculine projection into the world. This is why you won't project a message into the world. This is why you won't give in order to receive. So you need to clear that out, but that's beyond the scope of this video, and I need to actually bring you through a process to actually do that. So If you are acting in your purpose, your mission, and your vision, though, you're going to be far more inspired to clear out those problems and put a message into the world. You also need to understand the Hermetic law of rhythm. There is a universal pendulum, a cosmic pendulum that swings you back and forth in life. This is why you're stuck. This is why you're in a loop. This is why your income doesn't change. This is why your health doesn't change. This is why your life doesn't change, because you are stuck in a loop, a Hermetic rhythm. Now, what you need to understand is this pendulum pushed far enough on the masculine projection side, on the giving side, will eventually swing back into income. The problem is you only push the pendulum so much. The most you give is what you give at your job, and then you go home and chill. So you only push the pendulum a little, so it swings back and you get a certain amount of income. But you need to push the pendulum further and further and further. And people don't understand how much they actually need to push the pendulum. They don't understand how much they actually need to push the pendulum in order to get these big swings of receiving and income. You're not pushing the pendulum at all because you're not putting anything into the world. You're not being of more service. You're not giving more. You understand? So the cosmic pendulum just stays where it is and you're stuck. I want you to look at the creators that you watch and see how much videos they put out. See how much content they have put out. See how long they've been in the game. A lot of these people have been around 10 plus years. You know, some of the newer guys is like 4 to 5 years. I'm new to the space. Hi. But I've accomplished a lot before entering it because of projection. You have to speak to people. You have to give to people. You have to be of value. I've made the most amounts of money in my life from projecting value into the world. I'm in many professional organizations and I do my best to be valuable in those organizations. And then what happens? People call me and say, hey, Seth, I saw that you knew this particular thing about this industry. I got some people that need help with this. Can you handle that? Yeah, $3K each. Boom. That's how you have a 61K day or something along those lines. So that's that. Look at what people do, not what they say. Clear your guilts, clear your fears, so you can project your message into the world. And know your values so that it's easier for you to do. Get the Value Finder tool, it's free. And once you go through that, join the next realm, and I will help you use your purpose, your mission, and your values to project a message into the world so you can get income and get paid and get financially secure and then financially independent. That's that for today. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.